Today I've come out to test and review the Force Fitness tactical weighted vest. I have opted for the black camouflage 20 kilogram edition, and I'm here at this wonderful place to give it a test up and down some of these brutal hills. All right guys, I think it's time for a montage. Hi guys, welcome. Today I am here to talk to you about the Force Fitness tactical weighted vest. I have opted for the black camouflage edition in the 20 kilogram option. Now the tactical weighted vest is something that I've wanted for a long time, and I have recently had cause to go and buy one. Now remember, my reviews are completely independent. I'm not sponsored. I had to pay for this product, so everything I say will be honest, concise and to the point. Let's get this out the box and have a look at it. Ooh. Weight plate, 4 kilogram weight plate, 4 kilogram weight plate, more plate weights. Okay, so this is the vest. And here we have it. Nice bit of Velcro on the front. Velcro on the back too. Lots of place for those patches. Excellent. Right. I think now it's out of the packet. Going to load it up with some weights. See how it feels. Okay guys, I am here. I've come out this morning. It's 0 degrees to review and test the Force Fitness tactical weighted vest. Now I've wanted a weighted vest for a long time, and this is just exactly what I wanted. But is it everything it's made up to be? I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of something like this and the advantages of why you might want to include it in your training. All right, let's get up this hill and see what we can do. Oh, you bastard. Halfway up that hill. Man, the effort extra required to propel yourself plus weights. Okay, let's keep going. So let's talk about why someone might want to wear one of these. There's a few reasons. Ultimately, just adding load to your training. Doesn't matter what kind of training it is. If you're running, adds weight, adds resistance, makes you stronger. Take this off after that, you're going to feel lighter, you're going to feel faster, you're going to feel stronger. But sort of more real world scenarios, say, how might I use this? Well, if I was running with someone slower, say if I was running with my wife and we wanted to run together, I could load this up to 10, 15 kilos and we could run together, and I would still get a decent workout out of it without compromising my own training. Another scenario is if you're short of time, say if you wanted an hour's running a day, but you've only got half an hour, slap this on, roughly the same amount of effort is going to be used, and you get that sort of that training done regardless. It's a great piece of kit. It can be used in the gym, it can be used out here in the wild. So yeah, the use case for it is large. You've just got to make the effort to get it out and put it on. Okay, disadvantages to this vest. You feel a bit like the meat in a sandwich. You feel it's quite tight on the chest. If you had it looser, chances are it would move around more. It does lift up and down a little bit, but doesn't impact the vest, I don't think. Other things, it's hard to get on and off. Certainly when it's got more weight in, it sort of closes together as you're trying to get your head through it. So you're dragging your head through the two plates. It's like a four-man job, like putting on a spacesuit. I'm sure I'll get better at it the more times I do it. But yeah, that's sort of my general consensus. When I first tried to put it on, I didn't quite know what I was doing. And that brings me on to my next point. When you get it in the box, you get it out, there's no instructions. You don't know where to put the plates. You just don't know where. You don't know where all the Velcro things. You're just left to sort of open everything up yourself and just figure it out. One of the things that was a little bit of a worry when I first started loading it up with weight was the fact that all the plates load from underneath. Now these are dinner plate sized weights made out of sheet metal. If they were to drop out onto your feet, well, it would hurt. It would hurt a lot. And they're only held in by a series of Velcro. So on my first run in this vest, I was a little bit ginger as to like checking every now and again to see if they were shifting or getting lower. But it's safe to say that they're actually okay. There's a series of sort of 3 sets of Velcro, one that sort of laps over it, under it, etc., to secure them in place. I hope that's the same when you load it up to max weight. Okay, I am at the top of the hill, and it wasn't made easier by wearing this, I can assure you. So far so good, the vest is working out really well. Yesterday I took it on a 5k park run, 21 minutes, loaded up to 10k, so that went well. Downhill bit is the best bit. It was great going downhill, that's for sure. I don't know if you can see on the downhills, it does move up and down probably a little bit more than on the uphills. You see it's lift up the shoulders here. I think that's unavoidable without making it too tight. If you made it too tight, it would be too restrictive and it would feel like it's crushing you. So I guess that's done for a reason. A little bit of movement isn't a terrible thing. I guess over a lot of distance, that would start to annoy you, or rub, chafe, that sort of thing. Nice features of this vest is it has this top pocket here. I don't know if you can see that, but my phone and keys are in there, so it allows you to carry stuff. And it has this Velcro on the front and the back, so all those funky Hyrox and Spartan patches everyone's earning can go on the vest. Fitness vest, guys. Okay guys, I think that about concludes my tests here from this run today. It's been a great run, and the extra weight in this vest has just made it that extra little bit more challenging. But sort of a right now review, a really quick one. I really enjoy wearing it. Okay, with the run test complete, I decided to take the vest down to the next logical place where I would be using it, and that's the gym environment. Inside the gym, I often use functional training as a core to what I'm doing. It lends itself to the fitness competitions and OCRs and all the various other bits and bobs I like to get involved in year on year. Also keeps me quite lean and good for my age. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Functional fitness, compound movements, in my own space. Very rarely will you find me on the weights these days. The weighted vest slots nicely into this style of training. If you find yourself doing body weight squats or lunges or things of that ilk, pull-ups and push-ups and all of these exercises would be benefited by wearing a weighted vest. Now remember, you don't always have to load it up so it's ridiculously heavy. You can load it down to as simply as 2.5 kilos and in 2.5 kilo increments until you get to 20. It means that it is very flexible and it adds a lot of extra resistance to those style of movements. It means when you need to use those movements in anger and that vest isn't present, you are going to fly, you are going to be stronger, you are going to be more dynamic, you are going to be faster. So moving forward, I need to work out how I'm going to shoehorn this particular piece of equipment into how I train. Of course, I'm going to be using it for running and I'm going to be using it for gymming. But am I going to use it all the time? No, I'm not going to use it all the time, and here's why. When you are running, you are obviously placing quite a lot of pressure on your joints. It's an impact sport, and over time that can affect your joints, your knees and your ankles and your hips, probably even your back. Wearing extra weight essentially makes you overweight, and a lot of the problems that overweight people find when they start to take up running is that their body weight has a direct impact on their knees or ankles or hips, and they are then fraught with problems as they sort of battle through as the weight comes down. When you load an additional 20 kilograms onto your frame, your body has not had that chance to adjust to that type of weight. And heavier people generally have adapted over time to carrying that weight. When you say 80 kilograms and then you put on a 20 kilo vest and you're suddenly 100 kilograms, it potentially could cause your joints damage. So you have to weigh up the potential benefit versus the potential cost. And I think it's using the thing in moderation. I think that's what's most important, and probably ramping up the weight over time so it's not a shock to your joints. I think I would probably only use this type of vest one run out of 5, say, and I certainly wouldn't like to take it out over 10 kilometers. Okay, so we have now done our run test and we have done our gym test. I've now been able to compile my pros and my cons. Let's start with something super positive, the way it looks and feels. The look of these vests is really, really good. I love the tacticalness of how they appear and the colours and the shape of these vests. In the olden days, these vests used to have sort of modular things. They looked somewhere between a sports bra and a suicide vest, and they were a bit naff. These vests, because they use these plates, these flat plates, makes them super low profile, and instead of looking like a suicide vest, it looks more like a bulletproof vest, more like a flak jacket. It really is cool to look at. The sort of build and feel of these particular weight vests is really quite good. Also, there's a little bit of cabling that appears just briefly here on the shoulder straps into the faceplate, and that's mainly to support the weight of those metal plates. It's quite reassuring that all of that weight is not simply supported by fabric and Velcro. The other things that I quite liked about this vest, the functional side of things, the flap, the pocket that's here right under your chin, that is a great place to store your phone and your key. It really is. It's just useful for sort of using these types of things, certainly if you're going out running. The Velcro that actually appears on the
chest plate here and on the equivalent bit on the back, that is a great place to feature these types of badges. Now, with events like High Rocks and Spartan Race leading the way on giving out Velcro patches, it just gives you somewhere else to show them off. A lot of people stick them to their Built for Athletes backpacks or on the wall like I have, but now this gives me another outlet to put them on, and because I've got so many, it's nice to have extra real estate to show them off. The plates themselves look like this. Okay, they come in 2.5 and 4 kilogram increments, and you get a variety depending on how much total weight you buy. So the cons. There's always going to be some, and I like to be quite objective. When you first put this vest on with weight in it, what you will generally find is the plates like to pull together as you put it up over your head. This has sort of a squashing sensation on your face. And as you pass the straps over your ears, it feels like they're going to be torn off your head. But I think this is something you get better at with time. You just figure out how you do it. That's fine. One thing that I was a little bit nervous about when I first got the vest is all of these heavy plates load upwards into the vest, which means they could come outward in my head. They're only held in position by a series of Velcro straps and restraints. Now, it's a bit disconcerting at first when you're out running and you know in your head that they're being held only by Velcro. I did check quite a lot on that first run, but nothing moved. It was quite reassuring. By the end, all of that weight, all of those plates had not budged a single centimetre. So it was really reassuring. I think over time, if I was to run too far in these vests, it would start to impact my chest. It has kind of a squashing sensation. I described it as being a meat in a sandwich earlier in the video. And I think if you continue to run, if you say ran past 10k, or if the weight was too much, you would start to feel like you're having your chest beat up. But that's only a little thing. I think I would probably limit what I do in this vest to be less than 10k anyway. I wouldn't expect me to be wearing this all day. The last thing is that the thing doesn't come with any instructions, and you think it would be like massively simple, but it took me trying to get the plates into the top pocket and round the back before I realized that they go underneath and through 3 layers of Velcro to get it to where they need to be. So a single sheet of A4 could easily have been put in the box to explain all of that. Okay guys, that is the end of the Force Fitness tactical weighted vest review. It's fared well in the running and the gym tests, and has given me a really good impression of this piece of fitness equipment. It's now a tool that I will put in my toolbox, one I can get out whenever I need it. Thank you for watching this video. Please give the channel a subscribe, and I will see you soon. Mart out.